Hey!
Hi, Jimmy.
Thank you so much for doing our show. I appreciate it. I'm the biggest fan of Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, so I have to talk about it. And I know I'm not your audience, but I loved it so much. And I know you guys are actually pretty close in real life, right? I
We
mean,
are. We totally are.
I've
I
seen
mean, we've
photos
been.
of you guys out, and I'm like, what? Like, I would probably freak. I might cry if I ever saw you guys all together.
Well, let's make that happen, Jimmy. I want to
No, don't
see
make me
that.
cry, but I do love you
Um,
guys.
well, there was one time where, well, they surprised me with a bachelorette party that I didn't want, but they took me to a restaurant, and of course, at each of our place was like a pair of jeans and arts and crafts. So that night, like restaurant goers were treated to watching the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants decorate
Oh
jeans.
my gosh.
Then the liquor came, and then it got more exciting. But people got to watch us decorate jeans inside of a restaurant.
What a good group. Hey, America, I want to talk to you about. We're 5 days from Election Day, and I just want to thank you. You're doing so much great work to help encourage people to vote and keeping people informed. I follow you on Instagram and all the socials, but you do a thing called America AF. You answer simple questions about voting. It's safe to watch-ish. It's bleeped. But what made you start doing this?
Well, back in 2018, when we were trying to get people out for the midterm elections, I realized that like a lot of people didn't even know what the midterm elections were, or like what the point of the midterm elections are, why they're important, why they matter. And I realized I had this tool to just like speak directly to at least the people who followed me on social media and tell them. And so I just started trying to explain things. And I remember asking people like, why aren't you voting? Like, just tell me. I need to know, like, why?
Yeah.
And, I'm expecting these big ideological, reasons of like, the system's rigged. Nothing's ever going to change. And then the responses were like, I don't have a car to get to the polls. Like, I don't know what ID I need. I don't know where to go to get registered. No one's ever asked me to, like, all of these super simple problems to solve with information, with resources. And I thought, I'm going to do what I can do with my platform to give information to the people who are following me. It feels like the thing people come up against the most is like, does it really even matter? Does my vote matter? And I was lucky enough to speak to this like superhero election law attorney. Again, like I'm a big nerd. Like that's what gets me excited. I get to speak to like an election law attorney, Mark Elias, and I asked him like, does every vote matter? And he just said, oh my God, does it matter? Like in 2018, we lost a Senate race in Florida by 1/10 of 1%. Do you know what would be happening right now if there was another Democrat in the Senate?
Yeah.
So one of the things people have to remember is that, we're not just voting for the president. You're voting for senators and congressmen and district attorneys and
Yeah.
sheriffs, people who make such a massive impact in your community and arguably have just as much, if not more impact than the president. So showing up and voting in those local races often comes down to just tens of votes. And so it so matters that we show up.
I want to talk about your new initiative called She Se Puede.
Good pronunciation. I love
Not
it.
bad? Thank you.
Not bad.
I appreciate that. Can you explain how this started and what it is?
Yeah, She Se Puede is a new online platform that I launched with my dear friend Eva Longoria and also a number of other amazing Latinas across business and politics and organizing and activism. And it's a new lifestyle platform for Latinas. It's a place for us to be celebrated and to be empowered in everything from, raising children, cooking meals, our workouts, asking for a raise, and also our engagement civically. I mean, the numbers of Latinos are so often spoken about in this country, but numbers don't equal power. Power equals power. And in order for us to really make a difference and to be reflected and represented in this country, we need to be empowered to use our use the power of our numbers to change the way politics happen in this country, to change the way our communities are treated. And so the civic action piece is a really big part of Si Se Puede, but it's really about celebrating and reflecting every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, good for you. I want to talk about Superstore because season 6 premiered tonight, and next week is your character's final episode.
That's right, yeah.
You were about to film this episode in March, and then the pandemic hit, so you came back again this season, and you had to basically say goodbye to everyone twice or 3 times?
Yeah, I had like my final table read 3 times, and it was just a mess. I mean, I like sobbed like a baby the first time. I couldn't even get words out. And then the second time, I didn't know it was going to be my last table read. And then when the final day finally came, I had nothing to give. I had like cried all the tears. I said goodbye.
I'm exhausted. You know I
People
love
are
you.
like, yeah.
But I'm happy that you got to come back and finish it the right way.
Totally. And I did 100 episodes of the show. I love the show. I'm so glad that it's going on and that the fans are going to continue to watch it and love it. And I'm always going to be a fan of the show. And it was such an amazing 5 years of my career. And I'm always going to be grateful for it.
I want to show everyone a clip. Here's America Ferrera in Superstore. Take a look.
And Zephyra is adamant that we follow the CDC recommendation of washing your hands for a full 20 seconds.
20 seconds? That's like literally forever.
It's about the length of 2 happy birthdays, so just sing that and you'll be fine.
Yeah, but whose name do we insert? I have a friend named Ty, and I have a friend named Alexandrina Genevieva. Those are 2 wildly different time frames.
Just say the name Emma.
Oh, God. Is this your way of making us sing happy birthday to Emma because all of our friends ditched her on her birthday this year?
No, that didn't happen. Emma is very popular, and she's dating a very cute boy named Brayden. Very cute. I don't mean cute like I think he's hot, because I'm an adult and that would be weird. Whatever, it's just wash your hands. There's a virus.
America Ferrera Superstore airs Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on NBC. And make sure you check out sisepuede.org.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and